My name is Wangari Maathai. I was born in Nyeri some 60 years ago. As a child, I grew up just seeing vegetation all around me and seeing streams, clean, beautiful streams. In our language, we don't have a word for desert because we never saw. Our land was always covered with forest and trees and vegetation. I love the trees. I love the color. And to me, they represent life and they represent hope. Once you plant them, they grow up, they grow taller than yourself, they speak to you, they give you shade, they give you a sense of satisfaction. I think it is the green color. I tell people, I think heaven is green.
Starting the small tree nursery in her backyard, Wangari Maathai launched Kenya's Greenbelt movement in 1977, a grassroots tree planting organisation composed primarily of women. Her green Kenya was becoming brown and dusty, and Greenbelt was her personal commitment to doing something about it.
The issues around women actually made me conceive the idea that I could plant trees with the women in the rural areas, mainly to provide them with energy, give them food, especially fruits, also give them building and fencing materials, and protect the land from soil erosion. And generally to encourage Kenyans about the need to protect the environment.
Kenya's forest cover has shrunk to just 2% of the land surface. There would have been even fewer trees if the movement had not planted over 20 million trees. But a green Kenya did always suit the interests of the ruling KANU party, led by President Daniel Arap Moi.
In 1989, we objected very strongly and very actively to the suggestion that the ruling party, KANU, would build a skyscraper in Uhuru Park, which would have meant losing one of the very few open spaces left in Nairobi. And that was outrageous. And we objected to it. We went to court. We lost the case. But I must say we won the war because the public was on our side. And although it was at a time when the ruling party was very powerful and the president had become a full-time dictator, we were able to win.
Harassment at home, the host country of the UN's own environment program, made her an international figure, even being invited by the UN to join a BBC televised 1982 panel debate marking the 10th anniversary of the first Earth Summit in Stockholm.
They would accuse us of building up armaments.
The government became very unhappy with us. And that is how eventually we had to physically fight to force ourselves into the forest to plant trees and replace the ones that had been cut. Elements in the government did even hire rogues and vagabonds to actually attack us while we were still in the forest. And in some cases, it was a very violent attack and we almost lost our lives. So it was not a joke.
And a high water mark in international recognition came in 1991, when Wangari was awarded the Goldman Environmental Prize.
This recognition by Goldman Environmental Prize was almost like a cover around us. It provided us with a protective shield because the government recognized that somebody from very far in the United States of America recognized this work.